Meanwhile, a complete shutdown of public bus services has brought Telangana to a standstill as employees of the Telangana State Road Transport Corporation launch an indefinite strike, halting over 6,000 buses statewide. The strike began at midnight on Tuesday, immediately disrupting early morning travel and intensifying throughout the day. The impact is being felt across Telangana with major disruptions reported in Hyderabad and multiple districts where buses remain parked in depots. Now, over 41,000 RTC employees are participating in the strike, while nearly 60 lakh daily passengers are bearing the brunt of the transport paralysis. The agitation stems from long pending demands, including merger of RTC with the state government, wage revisions, settlement of dues and improved working conditions. Workers also cite excessive workloads with shifts stretching up to 16 hours under the free travel scheme, pushing staff to the brink. Talks between unions and the government-appointed committee failed after hours of negotiations, triggering the indefinite strike into effect. In response, the government has deployed limited private and hired buses, but these have fallen far short of the demand. Police have been stationed at depots to maintain law and order as protests continue. The state has now formed an IAS-level committee to examine the 32 demands, indicating that financial complexities would take up to 4 weeks to resolve. Meanwhile, the disruption is driving a surge in demand for alternative transport systems like metro and MMTS services, with both sides holding firm and no immediate breakthrough in sight. Telangana's transport backbone remains crippled, leaving millions of people stranded and daily life severely disrupted. My colleague Mohammad Wajula, in fact, joins us with more. Wajula, this is said to be a very big strike. We are looking at almost 41,000 RTC buses off roads in Telangana, and this has upset the daily routine of a lot of people. And now it comes to light that there is no end to sight. The talks technically have broken down. The unions want the 32 demands met, but the government wants some kind of concession on it as well.
Well, absolutely, Verghese. This is something that has impacted every single person in Telangana right now as we speak. It's a statewide impact, and it's not just Hyderabad, it's across regions. And you're seeing 6,000 buses, RTC buses, locked inside the depot with 41,000 employees not working, with demands, like you mentioned, close to 32 demands that were put forth in front of the IAS panel. And they also had a meeting on Tuesday, but they did not have any headway. And since then, the corporations and the unions have decided that they will sit on an indefinite strike till all their demands are met. And the demands have been from a very long time, with the RTC being merged in the government, then giving equal wages and proper structure to their salaries. The previous pending wages also should be given away, and also the excessive work that they've been doing, the workload on them, close to 16 hours, like you mentioned, is something that has to be divided into shifts, and that is what the unions have been demanding. Though the government now has said that they've set up a four-panel IS panel, which will committee which will look into this, and they will try to resolve. But the unions are not willing to call off their strike. They want immediate action because they've been demanding this from a very long time. Now, this has had a domino effect on a lot of other things. The people are stranded. They've not been able to go to work. Metros have been overloaded. The private buses that have been involved by the government are also overcharging, and excessive charging is going on. And this has hit the budget of everyday commuters because they've not been able to move, and they don't know for how long this protest will go on. And if this continues, then it will affect a lot of people in tunes of lakhs, because they use this for their daily transport. And now, even if 30 people are sitting in one bus, 6,000 buses into 30, it's a lot of people. And that is where the government will have to now act fast and make sure that the committee that has been set up tries to resolve it as fast as possible. They cannot push it for more now, because if it continues for more than a week, then with a lot of other international crisis that is already affecting the people's life, this will be an add-on to that.
Also, interestingly, some of the demands are with regard to the working conditions. 16 hours is what the staff members say they have to, in fact, push through because of the free travel scheme. It looks like the staff seems to be overworked, and that is one key demand that they want something addressed regarding.
Absolutely, Varghese. Since the time the guarantees have been implemented by the Telangana government, one of the guarantees have been the scheme of providing free buses to women. We've seen that in Karnataka also, and how it had had this effect, and it still continues to provide that service in Karnataka. While in Telangana, the RTC buses they have been asking for a reprieve, saying that since the time the free buses have been given, the people have been moving a lot, and commute has become more frequent, and that has drastically affected them personally. But they've been working for close to 16 hours in one shift, and the government should at least divide these things into 3 shifts a day, or look into a better way to make sure that the standard of living or the life of the drivers and the conductors who've been working for so many hours is not affected. We have to wait and what comes out of it. But in Karnataka also we have seen such a similar situation. But it has not come to the point where you've seen drivers and conductors coming to a strike. But in Telangana it has happened. So you might see that this might have its effect elsewhere. But for now, as we speak, the government, which has set up an ICE committee, is looking into all the 32 demands. As I mentioned, they had a meeting last on Tuesday, which went on for 4 hours, but then they didn't come out with any solution. We'll have to wait and watch how long this goes on for.
Well, thank you, Vajula, for in fact joining us with all those details.